Welcome back. Breaking news tonight. North Korean dictator Kim Jong Un just made a secret trip to China, his first overseas trip as dear leader. That is according to Chinese state media. The trip only confirmed after Kim Jong Un left Beijing on an armored train. China's state media says Lil Kim met with Chinese President Xi Jinping during the unofficial visit. Now, as you may recall, the North Korean dictator is scheduled to meet with our president this May. Joining me to discuss all of this, former CIA officer and host of the Buck Sexton Show. It is Buck Sexton. So what's the significance of Kim Jong Un leaving North Korea, going to China, and meeting with Xi Jinping?
Before a meeting of the five families, you got to go and see which dons have your back, right? And there's nobody that's anywhere near as important in North Korea as China. I mean, China has by far the most leverage, and for Kim Jong Un to be able to negotiate effectively with the United States, assuming this all happens, by the way, which still feels somewhat surreal, they need to know what are the red lines with China. Where will China back them up, and where will China say, actually, you guys have to concede on that? So this is just getting...
What is China saying?
Well, that's a very good question. I mean, the Chinese
I think it's like Johnny Fontaine in The Godfather. It's like, stop crying, be a man, get a hold of yourself.
I think that they like that North Korea gives China depth. I think Xi Jinping likes that he can use North Korea as a means of getting things out of us. China can always say, hold on a second, if you guys do this, we'll settle things down in North Korea a little bit. So
we'll keep giving you oil and money.
Yeah, there's a lot of leverage that it gives them in negotiating specifically with the United States. But by the same token, the Chinese don't want an implosion of the North Korean state. And if the sanctions continue at the pace they've been imposed by the Trump administration, you could have some real economic problems with the North Koreans. And we mean economic problems, talking about like feeding their people and actually being able to function as a government.
Yeah, no, they're obviously in a pretty desperate situation right now with the outreach that they are giving the rest of the world, particularly those who could have some impact on whether or not they continue to nuclearize. Well, listen to this. Because Russia's foreign minister is threatening retaliation after the U.S. expelled 60 of their diplomats and spies as punishment for the poisoning of an ex-spy in the UK and his daughter. But the White House, unimpressed by Moscow's tough talk. Watch.
The Russian government must understand that there are serious consequences for its destabilizing actions. This large and growing global response makes it clearer than ever that an improved relationship will only be possible if the Russian government changes its behavior.
27 countries in total have expelled Russians in the past week, but the U.S. response, by far the biggest. Russia's foreign minister warned that Moscow will not tolerate, quote, the nonsense, and told reporters to rest assured, we will respond. Those are definitely fighting words, but where do they rank on a scale of 1 to Rocky IV? What do you think, Buck?
Well, the Russians have already been doing a lot of things that we don't like, and they were doing it certainly for all 8 years of the Obama administration, Eastern Ukraine, the Crimea secession, or rather, the decision to just take it, and then also in Syria, and now with the election meddling, all the stuff that's been going on. If you're going to stand up to a bully, you have to make it sting a little bit. I think the Trump administration, I know the Trump administration has done more than the predecessor. We're sending sniper rifles and anti-tank Javelin missiles to Ukraine to help fight against Russian-backed and in some cases just Russian insurgents. We're also now putting more economic sanctions. More people are being targeted by the Treasury Department, and we're expelling more diplomats than at any time since the Cold War. The whole Kremlin...
So isn't that confusing the narrative that the president is really just in Putin's pocket?
Yeah. People that hate this president this week who actually know anything about Russia are like, you know what? On Russia, he is straight up. Trump is tougher than Obama on Russia. That's just what the facts say. They can still hate this president, but the reality is he's taking steps that his predecessor
what about
would not.
cynics who say he's just doing all of this to get the Stormy Daniels stuff off of 60 Minutes and the front page?
Oh, man. So now we have Trump playing 8D chess with smacking back at Russia after being unwilling to smack at Russia because the Kremlin controls him, but now they don't. It's hard to keep up with all the conspiracies. I think it's the right move to expel the diplomats. Yeah. It's not going to change all that much, by the way. Single biggest thing that the United States...
What do they do to retaliate, though?
They're going to probably create more problems for us in other parts of the world. I, for example, believe the U.S. general who has said numerous times in public the Russians are directly helping the Taliban. That would be a very big deal, by the way. Everyone kind of dances around that.
No, the 80s really do want their foreign policy back to Afghanistan.
And I just think that what we're going to see from Russia is trying to test our outer limits and see what this administration is willing to do in response. But fracking, by the way, the biggest thing to hold Russia accountable, make the price of oil drop.
That's absolutely right.
Thanks, frackers.
Some of the biggest anti-fracking propagandists in the world are Russians. Buck Sexton, thank you so much.
Good to see you.
Always great having you.